Alright, hey there guys, this is StarcraftCove here with the second series for the night from MLG Dallas that happened last weekend. I just finished, just wrapped up casting that first series, which was round 3, Liquid Nazgul, our blue Protoss player here, versus EG Idra. Unfortunately in my opinion, of course, because I'm a total Idra fanboy. Idra was knocked out in the third round of MLG Dallas. I think he's definitely a really good player, one of the top Zerg players in the world, I think. So he was definitely expected to do quite a bit better than how he performed in MLG Dallas, but he was knocked out by Liquid Nazgul's constant use of just really good blink stalker micro, and just roaches and zerglings just don't really cut it against mass blink stalkers when they're being microed that effectively. So anyway, we have the winner of the previous series. This is going to be round 4, so this is going to be Liquid Nazgul's next round in the MLG tournament versus PainUser, who has been doing pretty well in the tournament for himself so far. He's obviously up to the 4th round now, so doing pretty well for himself. Looks like both of our players are going totally standard builds so far. PainUser is going to be throwing down his barracks here, right there. So, yep. Other than the fact, okay, not quite standard anymore. So Liquid Nazgul is going to be going still chrono boosting probes out of his Nexus, but wow, he did not even put a single. He didn't even put his first pylon down in his primary base. Instead, he sent out that early probe to wander all the way across the map. Let's see here. So PainUser he's trying to fend off these pesky scouts, but let's see if he actually has. Yeah, he has not seen this proxy gateway yet. Meanwhile, Nazgul was able to get the full scout and just see that PainUser's going for the totally standard opener build. Meanwhile, yeah, he's going to be chrono boosting that first proxy zealot out of here, and PainUser, he's in Nazgul's main base now, so he doesn't see anything in that main base, so he's got to know that something's up, and he's immediately throwing down that second barracks, and interestingly enough, he just gets that first Marine, and he doesn't start pumping any more Marines. Okay, he's starting to put down a bunker now because he sees that zealot coming up. This is going to be really interesting to see if PainUser can actually deal with this. So luckily for PainUser, that SCV skidded across to the other side of the barracks, but it's going to get picked off. So production on this second barracks is going to be stopped. So PainUser did decide to just continue to build that add-on there instead of getting another follow-up Marine, but now that the tech lab is down, he's going to start getting that next Marine, and the bunker is now complete. So he's going to be able to micro those 2 Marines into this bunker, which will protect them just fine, not a problem. Meanwhile, this SCV is going to be able to finish construction on this barracks. So far, PainUser is definitely fending off this attack really well. The Stalker, however, is obviously going to be able to get the range damage that they need on this next barracks. Meanwhile, wow, PainUser is throwing down another barracks though, and that's going to be stopped short once again by this Stalker. That's going to killing the SCV that was working on that barracks is once again going to be taken out. So Nazgul's really putting on a lot of really effective pressure here on this bunker. Probably could have been placed a little bit better. I think it's really good position to be able to defend these 2 barracks right here, but this barracks right here is just left way out in the open, and it's just going to be really easy to pick off. And so PainUser, of course, cancels that barracks because he realized he's not going to be able to get an SCV on that barracks long enough to be able to actually completely construct it. So PainUser is just trying to work up enough Marines and Marauders now to be able to deal with these Stalkers that are coming out. And it looks like he's getting to the critical mass now where, wow, that that Marauder's taking the long way around. But Nazgul here is able to pick off quite a few of these SCVs. Looks like, yeah, this this stalker has 3 kills by itself, and this one has 3 kills as well. So that's a combination of both SCVs and Marines, but that's still quite a few kills on those. Now PainUser is comfortable enough working, sending all of his troops to the front, and he's going to be able to take out the rest of those stalkers, and he should be able to press out now and destroy this gateway and that proxy pylon. He still hasn't scouted it, but he should be able to basically assume where it is due to all the early pressure that he's been getting. Meanwhile, since we haven't been back to this other side of the map, oh, it looks like, yeah, Liquid Nazgul's macro is probably slipping quite a bit there, because now he's just triple throwing down these gateways at pretty much the exact same time. Wow, 4 new gateways coming down at the exact same time. So yeah, he realizes that he has not been macroing in his base as effectively as he should be. So he is just trying to pump through minerals as fast as he can to, oh wow, and now since PainUser did not come over here to destroy this this gateway right here, Liquid Nazgul really does not want PainUser to be able to use this advantage, since he's been constantly producing from these 2 barracks. Nazgul does not want him to use this force to push out against his currently really vulnerable main base. So finally, PainUser is able to get out of his get down his ramp now that the sentries have stopped force fielding it. Although obviously this other force field here is now blocking those last few forces there. Although these ones were able to finally get off. Now warp gate technology though is done from the cybernetics core here in Liquid Nazgul's base. So he's going to start being able to just warp over all of these units just over straight to this pylon. And now finally PainUser was able to deflect all of those warped in units and finally take out that gateway and then this pylon. So it's going to be interesting to see whether or not this proxy gateway, because they're really, let's see here, look at the, yeah, wow, 25 harvesters and 26 harvesters. So they pretty well evened out. It's just that Liquid Nazgul really needs, he's a bit behind now, I think, in production ability, even though he did lay down those 4 gateways at the same time. So he's going to be able to start catching up with those warp gates, excuse me. And PainUser realizing that this front ramp is probably going to be pretty well fortified with those sentries, since Nazgul was already throwing down so many sentry force fields at his own ramp back here at PainUser's base. And PainUser, with that command center that he started constructing pretty much as soon as he got rid of that early proxy pressure, he's going to start, he laid down the expansion and he's going to start mining from that. Now, really good force fields. That's just going to decimate, cutting PainUser's army in half. That was just incredible force field use right there from Nazgul. And he definitely now has, if we look at the army, okay, actually he does have the advantage, but let's see here. If we look at he does have a few more SCVs, and he's actually going to lose this to a missed rally point. That's kind of unfortunate. So he now does have those rally points set correctly. And now a reversal here. PainUser was just pushing out and taking out these rocks, and now it's going to be Liquid Nazgul coming in to take out these rocks. And PainUser is well aware of this, setting up the bunkers that he needs to hopefully be able to deflect these. He could possibly salvage this one, although he probably wants to keep it as a backup, because Nazgul could definitely still use that as another avenue to attack his natural expansion. So these bunkers are going to be ready in time. Liquid Nazgul still has not poked in here. He's getting some more reinforcements from his proxy pylon up here from his warp gate technology. And PainUser, oh man, leaving the bunkers at the worst time. Oh man, so many force fields going down. These force fields aren't really that useful right now, although they still are having, some effect, but all of the ranged units were still able to do the damage that they were needing to, while now pulling off SCVs. Yeah, those force fields just weren't that effective, just because they didn't really trap that many units, and they were all still able to shoot down those zealots as they were coming for him. So now these force fields, though, yeah, PainUser having to maneuver his Marauders around the back there. This is really coming down more to the fact that back at Liquid Nazgul's ramp, when PainUser broke that down, he was able to split PainUser's army in half and really disintegrate that half of the army. So now PainUser does not have any mineral saturation over here. He just has a couple more SCVs, and Liquid Nazgul in here, though, he really only has a couple Zealots, and the rest of them are all Sentries. So definitely an interesting build here, one we did not see against E.G. Idra, excuse me, not Idra, it's Idra, in that previous series. So yeah, definitely going a lot more Sentry and Zealot heavy instead of those just mass Blink Stalkers. So still from Nazgul, really good force fields coming down throughout that game. Looks like that proxy pylon finally did pay off. He was able to recover from the fact that he was extremely vulnerable while these gateways were still going down, but it's, you know, PainUser, if he had pushed out with that small ball of Marines and Marauders that he had left over from the original defense of his main base from that proxy gateway, I really think he could have applied the pressure that he needed to and possibly done substantial economic damage to Nazgul, but he just didn't. He wasn't able to take advantage of that timing window. Partially because he didn't even try, and also because Nazgul was down here force fielding his ramp, so he just couldn't get out with those forces even if he wanted to. But that is game one between PainUser and Nazgul. Nazgul is going to be the victor in this one. So let's move on to game number two.